Hi, I am Jay Benham, a museum educator at Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art, and this is a close-looking exercise in your My Museum kit. In this video, we'll be exploring Airborn by Morris Louis. Before we begin talking about this artwork, let's take a moment to let your eye wander all over the piece. Look carefully from top to bottom and side to side, paying close attention to all the details you see. Please pause the video to give yourself a few moments to look. As your eyes travel around the painting, what colors do you notice? Maybe the streaks of red coming across the canvas in a horizontal movement or straight across. Also seeing red again at the bottom left-hand corner in a diagonal movement or slanting direction. Or maybe it's the blue peeking out from underneath the goldish hues or colors, and those dashes of green in different directions in the center of the canvas. Morris Louis's paintings were essentially all about color. In fact, color was so important to a group of artists, including Morris Louis, that they formed a group called the Washington Color Field Painters. Many of these artists lived or worked around the Washington, D.C. area and had experimented with abstract expressionism. That art movement focused on using emotional expressions and ways of painting things that were non-representational, which means what they painted didn't look like things you could see or recognize. Morris Louis and other color field artists were also breaking traditions. They used all different ways to show off color in their abstract forms and often broke traditions by not using a brush to paint or using a canvas that was not primed, which allowed paint to soak in instead of sitting on top of it. Morris Louis was inspired by another artist, Helen Frankenthaler, and the staining technique that she was using. He began experimenting with his own way of giving color the starring role in his paintings. Sometimes he would thin out the paint, meaning to add another liquid to it and then pour it directly on the unprimed canvas. That allowed the color to soak into the canvas in uneven ways. Other times he might squeeze lines of paint from the tube onto the canvas to draw instead of using a traditional paintbrush. He would let the paint run down the canvas to create different lines of paint, or even roll parts of the canvas around to move the paint, still not using a brush. This new style of painting was fresh and exciting. The results were often even surprising. The paints moving on the canvas, either by soaking in or moving around the canvas, created a type of unpredictable beauty. Where are the areas in this painting that you see movement? Maybe it's the places where the paint is mixed together, like the purple color on top of some of the reddish orange. Or maybe the paint moves from the skinny tips of color down to the wider bands and makes teardrop shapes. Pause the video to see if you can find other ways that paint looks like it has been moved around on the canvas. The image you are looking at shows the brightness of the colors and the way that Louis often layered one color on top of the other. But something is hard to tell is the size of the actual painting. It is over 7 feet tall and over 7 feet wide, so taller than the average person. Louis's studio was such a small place, he often worked in sections, rolling one side of the canvas to move paint around and then rolling the other side. Sometimes he couldn't see the side that he had just painted. Morris Louis was determined to keep finding ways to make painting new. Not surprising that other traditional things like signing and dating his artwork wasn't always important for the artist. He sometimes got help from a friend to title a painting. Take a look again at this work and imagine that you were coming up with a title for it. What would you call it? Thank you for watching. Now please feel free to go to the art making video that is related to Airborn. Remember to keep in mind that what you've learned here as you have fun making some interesting and wonderful art.